What's good, y'all, man? It is your boy Sniper Kicks, and this is the video that everybody has been waiting for. Hyper Royal Jordan 1s. What's going on with the Flex app? I was able to get a reservation on the Jordan 11s and a Hyper Royal, and me and my fiance was able to get a Hyper Royal with our reservation on the Jordan 7 Flints. So things are happening, man. But before we get into the video, guys, you already know, on the road to 15K. On the road to 15K before this month is over. We're so close. We're at 12.2. So we are, I'm trying to get the 2.8 away. We're 2.8 subscribers away. And I know we can hit that before the month is over. So, guys, you already know, subscribe to the channel, smash that notification bell, and of course, smash that, like button, because it really boosts up my videos in the algorithm, and, I really do, want to help you guys as well. So, guys, first things first, if you haven't watched my videos, because, new people watch my videos every day, yesterday when I got the Jordan 11 Legend Blues, I ended up getting a Hyper Royal. So I was offered a Hyper Royal after the fact, after I won my Jordan 11 Legend Blues. So basically what happened, corporate gave the go, said, that afternoon. So little backstory. So I got my shoe, I left, didn't get a Hyper Royal. My sister called me and said, hey, they're giving out Hyper Royal for reservation winners. I went back to that store and they gave me a Hyper Royal because I won. So corporate, so one thing you guys you need to know, corporate gave the go to these stores to give out the Hyper Royals. And that tells me something that may be good for some people and may not be good for some people. So let's put that right there. So today, fast forward, today, I won a pair of the Jordan 7 Flints. In my video yesterday, I told everybody, hey, if you win this Jordan 7 Flints, make sure you go to your mall and pick them up, because you never know what's going to be waiting for you. And of course, around Chicago, multiple stores, if you won the Jordan 7 Flints, you got a Hyper Royal or you got a Dunk. There's people across the country, a lot of my subs, they got Hyper Royals, they got Dunks because they won the Jordan 11 Legend Blue or the Jordan 7 Flints. So a couple days ago, now let's put that right there. So guys, a couple days ago, I talked to a manager at one of a bigger store, let's put it there, bigger store. And she specifically told me that, there's been a lot of complaints about putting stuff back on the app. Like before, they were not doing leftover day. There was complaints about having stock and not selling them right away. And there was a lot of complaints about that to the corporate office. So now I see leftover day is back. So that tells me that they've really been paying attention to what, these managers at different, regions and GM, general managers and district managers have been saying, and they're letting, leftover day go. So going back to the app, Hyper Royals. So you see today and yesterday, the Hyper Royals, I was able to get them with a reservation. So, and if you think about it, if you guys really thinking about this, is that if these things were for sure going back on the app, they would have held them until all the stores got their pairs and put them back on the app. But they did not do that. Corporate gave them the clearance to give them to reservation winners. So in my mind, I'm thinking like, hold on, I'm putting all these stars aligning together. She told me that there's been a lot of complaints about putting stuff back on the app and not selling pairs. And now I see them doing leftover day again. And now I see them giving reservation winners a Hyper Royal. So my mind is starting to turn and say like, hey, Flex app might be changing, and just instead of putting all that stuff back on the app, they are going to give these shoes to reservation winners of the previous shoe. So they got Hyper Royals in. If you won the reservation, you pair those two so they get the inventory out. So I was like, man, that is crazy. And what that does is that people that don't have that many points can win on Hyper Royals. So for instance, people that had, let's say 300,000 points could have won the Jordan 11 Legend Blue, but there's no chance of them winning the Hyper Royal. So they're able to win the Hyper Royal because they won the Jordan 11 Legend Blue. So it's crazy. It is definitely crazy, and I don't know. What I'm telling you right now is not in stone, but everything that I've been hearing, it's leading to that. So don't get me wrong, Flex app might still go with, app reservation for these Hyper Royals, but I'm thinking they might pair them. They might pair, the shoe for a reservation with the Hyper Royal, because there's been over 5 stores in Chicago that did that today. And my opinion is, if they were going to put this back on the app, they would have held those pairs until, the Hyper Royals got back on the app. And you guys are probably thinking like, hey, that's just a Chicago thing. Chicago probably only did that, but I've had a lot of subscribers tell me that in their state they did that as well. So, and everybody didn't have Hyper Royal. Some people did it with the Dunks. Some people did it with, different shoes, but you see the pattern of what I'm talking about. So first, my subscribers, number one thing that I recommend is that on all these releases, make sure you pick up your shoe, because you just never know. We're in a game that, we're in the Wild West. We don't know what's happening, but I'm just trying to get clues of what I hear from people and what I see happening that could help you guys. Because at the end of the day, I made this channel to give you guys inside, information to help you guys to cop shoes. You see, the Snipe Gang has copped thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of shoes. So we're going to continue that. We're going to still cop, a whole bunch of shoes. So regarding these Hyper Royals, man, if you would ask me now, I feel like Foot Locker is going towards giving, these 2 raffle winners of their previous shoe instead of putting them back on the app. I feel like that's what they're doing, but I can be wrong. This is just a guess of putting all this information together. But that's what I've seen happen. You saw me win the Hyper Royal yesterday. You saw me win the Hyper Royal today. So it's crazy right now. It's crazy. So comment below if you was able to cop the Hyper Royal today. And guys, not every store had the Hyper Royals. So I know I see a lot of my subscribers saying like, hey, Sniper Kicks, I went to the store, I won the Jordan 11, I won the Flint 7, and I didn't get a Hyper Royal, and they didn't offer me a Hyper Royal. It's because they didn't have the Hyper Royals at the time. So, stores still haven't got their Hyper Royals in, but you see, a lot of places have been getting, like Jimmy Jazz got Hyper Royals today. Like DTLR got Hyper Royals. So you see Hyper Royals are starting to roll in. So that shows you that there's still more pairs coming in. And some of these stores didn't get their full shipment too. Like some of these Foot Locker said they're getting another shipment of them. So it could still be going on the app. But just to prepare you guys, I would recommend you just going to your stores on every reservation and going and pick it up to see if you can win a Hyper Royal, because they've been giving them out. It's like, man, you get a Hyper Royal if you won, you get a Hyper Royal if you won, you get a Hyper Royal if you won. So it's going to be very interesting of how Flex is doing. But I do feel like they're making a change, and they're just not putting stuff back on the app like that. Like, when's the last time they put a shoe back on the app? Like even the Raging Bulls, there were so many late shipment, they didn't put those back on the app as well. So man, Hyper Royals. And next week also you see the Shadow 2.0s are coming out. So what I think Flex might do, I'm just saying my thoughts on this, is that people that win the Shadows might also get a Hyper Royal if they did not get their Hyper Royals in already. So it's going to be very, 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 very interesting on what's happening. But Flex might be making a change. I told you what a manager told me, that there was a lot of complaints about putting stuff back on the app and not just selling the pairs. But, Foot Locker does not want to go back to just, hey, a free-for-all. If you get on the store and they got the shipment in, you buy it. They're just doing it by the way. If you won the reservation, you were able to pick up a shoe that came in stock, like the Hyper Royals, or it was Dunks. Today was Panda Dunks. The other day it was, the Vast Grey Dunks or the UNLV Dunks. So I really believe that Flex is switching to, reservation winners able to double dip, get that shoe, and then have a choice to pick the shoe that they want. So it's going to be, very interesting of what exactly happens. But you already know what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep you guys up to loop at exactly what's happening. So, but Hyper Royals are still coming in, guys. Hyper Royals are still coming in on the Flex app. A lot of Flex stores still haven't got their Hyper Royals in. So be ready for next week, when people start winning those, those Shadow 2.0s, you might be offered a Hyper Royal. So don't be surprised if that happens. And don't get me wrong, I'm praying, guys. I'm all for Flex putting stuff back on the app. I feel like putting stuff back on the app is better than having reservation winners pick up their pair and then have a chance to win a Hyper Royal. I feel like, you know, putting it back on the app is better. But like I said, what the manager told me, that there's been a lot of complaints about putting stuff back on the app, and I haven't seen Foot Locker put stuff back on the app since the Dunks. Yeah, I believe the Dunks. But hey, I hope they do put the Hyper Royals. So guys, this is a video just getting the information that I've gathered and just sharing it with you guys, uncut, unedited, just me talking, me just giving you, you know, what's going through my head, the information that I gathered. But Hyper Royals were super, man, I was shocked, man. I was shocked I was able to get these in men's sizes, you know, at stores just randomly, literally just randomly. So I recommend pick up your reservations. I warned you guys in my video yesterday to pick up your reservations, but these things right here are just butter. And I know people are going to cop. Guys, we're still going to cop on Finish Line as well. So don't be ready. Finish Line, we're going to cop. More information on Flex, I'll let you know. I'm thinking it's going to be double dippy. If you win the reservation, you get to pick up a pair, but I'm hoping it goes back on the app, guys. So comment below if how you feel, man. Do you prefer reservation, you know, putting the stuff back on the app, or do you prefer them doing how they did today? Like if you won, you know, a reservation for the Jordan 11s or the Flints, you're able to buy a Hyper Royal. Which one do you feel like is better? I prefer app reservation with relaunching it again. But what do you guys prefer? Because, you know, I'm sure everybody doesn't, you know, want the same thing. But, man, that is the video, man. Uncut, unedited, me just talking to you about what the Flex have been doing this past week. And in Chicago, it's a lot of stores, man. Like, I'm just going to tell you the stores that were doing it. Like, there was, you know, 1, 2, 3, like 6 stores in Chicago that was giving out Hyper Royals to winners. And there were stores that were getting out the patinas to winners. Like State Street, if you won the Jordan, you know, 7 Flints, you got patinas. So it's like, and there was, you know, Champs on State Street. If you won, you got a dunk. There's another store. If you won, you got a dunk. Another store. If you, like, it's crazy. It's crazy. Like, reservation winners are able to get different stuff. And guys, I just want to say a funny story. So I was, you know, I won the 11s and I was picking up a Hyper Royal. And there was a mom and a daughter that were picking up, you know, their Jordan 11 Legend Blue, and they said, hey, you can pick up a Hyper Royal if you want, because she won the Jordan 11. She was like, what shoe is that? And then she was like, okay, I'll come in and bring you it. And she literally looked at the Hyper Royal like this, like trying to see if she likes the shoe. She was like, I guess I'll take it. Like, I was like, what? You don't know what this shoe is and you're debating if you want to take it? So it's crazy that it's just crazy. That's the thing about, you know, the reservation. People that would never get the shoe or are able to get the shoe through, you know, having the reservation winners pick up, you know, the Hyper Royal. So it's just complete craziness, guys. And guys, comment below, man, if you have any questions on that. Guys, don't forget to follow me on Instagram. I give so much insightful information on my Instagram. Like, real deal. If you're not following me on Instagram, I don't know what the heck you're doing. So follow me on Instagram, guys. I will keep you guys updated on these Hyper Royals. I'm praying that they do go back on the app. But from all the knowledge that I've gained, is that they've been doing, you know, if you won on a reservation, you're able to pick up, you know, a pair of these Hyper Royals or whatever it is. And don't look like, you know, they're putting them back on the app, but they might. I'm hoping they do. If I get word they're putting them back on the app, I'm going to be fist pumping and cheering that they're back on the app. So let's see what Foot Locker does. But the information I gained so far is looking like, hey, reservation winner gets a chance to win. So guys, man, that is the video today, guys. You already know, on the road to 15K. Really appreciate you guys, all the love that I received, man. I got people from so many places that have been trying to look for me, so many people that have been trying to just want to get a chance to talk to me, and I'm really appreciative of you guys, man. I really am appreciative of you guys. So, guys, really appreciate you guys for everything. You know, that's the video for today. More fire is coming. More fire content is coming. So be ready. Sniper Kicks is gonna do his due justice for you guys to get pairs. We're going to compare. Snipe game is still going to eat up. You already know. And we out. Sniper Kicks out. Peace.